And after a number of hours that I am not willing to admit, we have our first 6 rows of tile here on the back wall. Let's see how we did it. Woo!
There we go. Okay. Yeah. So I just need to move all of these left 1 inch. Like, is that it? Do you just like start?
Yeah, we gotta mix the mortar. Just like that.
Just like that indeed. We started the process by mixing up the Kerdi All-Set Thin Set. This stuff has great hold and I would recommend it for laying tile. Once the thin set was mixed, we began laying our ledger row of tile to set our first row in place. We let that dry a bit, but it was critical to get that first line level so that every subsequent row would be level too.
A good amount of thin set onto the flat side of your trowel. Next, you will be applying the thin set with the flat side of the trowel, called burning in the thin set. This promotes better coverage behind your tile installation. This is especially important in a wet area like a shower.
I think the whole tile needs to come up, but it's level. That looks very level with the level.
I hope it is.
Well, how do we fucking
I don't know. I hope it is.
Woohoo! 1 tile!
Okay.
If you're a seasoned tiler, you may notice a few things in this video you wouldn't do. Stick around until the end of the video where I explain some early lessons learned we had after our first 6 rows of tile. There's some adjustments we're going to make for the future rows.
What can I say? I'm just
The camera loves you. The tiles have had a moment to set up here, so I'm going to take out the spacers and get off some of this mortar that's stuck on here. We didn't do a very good job of keeping some of these tiles clean, so I definitely want to come back and get these cleaned off now. It definitely was a lot of work, but it feels good to have the first bit of this tile up. It changes the entire look of the bathroom, for sure. Okay, a couple of spots, but what are you gonna do? Whew, it feels good to have tile on the wall. That is for sure. So, with that being said, some things I would do differently for the rest of this. First thing I would definitely do differently is make my mix a little runnier. It's probably still a little too thick for setting tile. I mean, obviously the tiles are sticking and they're staying and they got full coverage, so that's good, but probably could be going a little bit faster if we had a little bit more pliable thin set. Second thing we're going to change up is we are probably unnecessarily back buttering the tiles. So we put a thin layer of thin set on the back of each subway tile and then placed it on top of the, the mortar that we had put up here on the wall. Probably a little too much mortar, probably unnecessary given the size of the tile. So that's just something we didn't know, and now we know. Just plain and simple amateur hour in here with tile laying. This first tile we have ever laid right here, and so definitely going to be some mistakes. Another thing we probably would change is that we likely would have just started this bottom row here at the bottom. Apparently starting it elevated like this and coming back and filling that row in last is an outdated trend, so apparently we're just outdated losers, so we'll fix that, I guess. Another thing we should have done is we should have just taken this line here. Since we're not doing a ledger board, we should have taken this line of tile and just done it around on all three sides so that the ledger line was set on all three sides and we would just build up from there as we could. So, not sure when we'll add the ledger line for the opposing walls here that we don't have, but that'll be the strategy moving forward. I think that about summarizes it. I kind of don't like the tile laying, I'll be honest. My wife was really grooving with it, so she did a lot of the work, so shout out to my wonderful wife. As she did a lot of this here, the nitty gritty of getting things level and getting them set right with the spacers, and then I was mixing and getting the mortar up on the wall since I had a little bit more experience with that, but she really took control and ownership of the first batch of tile laying there, so really appreciate her. Oh, and one more thing. I think we're going to batch cut some of the tiles. That is going to be something that we will help speed us along, because we have it set basically where these, every other line, it's either a full set of tiles or we need a half on each end to make it offset. So we need about, it's very easy to just slice these in half with the cutter I got and then just have them ready to go so that we can lay things much faster. Because we watched a few videos and we were definitely going slow and we were definitely had kind of a bad workflow going. So we're definitely going to adjust some things as we continue tiling the bathroom here, but I'm really loving the start. You got to start somewhere, you got to learn somehow, and this was a great learning experience for the two of us, and I'm excited to keep going. Oh, and one thing that's very annoying, I'm not sure, it will definitely not be able to be picked up on camera because it's like translucent, but there's these little translucent, like almost like glue on each end of the tiles so that they don't, I guess, crack or scratch each other when they're in the box. And so as part of the preparation process for getting them ready for the wall, you have to like scrape off this annoying stuff. And so that's just one thing I was not expecting that adds an annoying element to any tile you want to lay on the wall. I mean, you could do it once it's already on the wall when you come back and scrape, but at some point this stuff has got to be scraped off. So the more you know.